everybody, it's Christine. It is time for day 25 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And here's our sketch. It's by Karen Adams Kidwell. And she has, this could be interpreted a number of different ways. You have a vertical, I'm going to call it a photo. And then she has 3x5 photos. Theoretically, they could be horizontal. I'm not going to have horizontal. And then she has like a strap there. There's the title, stars. Okay, so this is kind of a neat, honestly, this is great because it's very, like, you can see all kinds of different options with how to interpret this, I guess is my point. So what I have is, first off, I'm going to use my Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog kit. So the whole point of this is, of course, stash bashing. Sorry, I bumped my camera there. And the reason is because I don't need the kitchen-y stuff. That's not going to stay. But I have a lot of like black and white stuff, and you'll see why. Sorry about that, y'all. I just got somebody at the doorbell here. Anyway, I have a lot of black and white, and I'm going to use that. I also have some white cardstock, and then I have this green. I do have like some florals here, but I don't think I'm going to use any of that probably. On the other hand, I do have this on the back, so maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Ooh, y'all, I may cheat and use the stuff that's not technically supposed to be part of the kit, because the pictures I have are of my daughter's varsity soccer, y'all. She played soccer for a long time, and these are her varsity pictures. And I have tiny ones, and I have a big one. So I thought it might be neat to kind of do like that, right? So that's what I'm going to, oh, and I have these little soccer embellishments. I used to have tons of it, and I've used most all of it except for this little bit here. So I'm thinking I might use this. So that's what I'm starting with. Let me pull out, I'm going to figure out my background and things like that, and I'll be back on in just a moment. I'm sorry about that, guys. I started that little intro there just before my mama and my bonus dad was going to come to dinner for my birthday and Father's Day. And I did not time it properly, so y'all ended up with a whole bunch of noise in the background there. So y'all got a little sense of my life, I guess. I've decided to use this black and white polka dot, and then I've decided to use that black and white floral as the main base papers, and I really love how this turns out, y'all. It looks so neat because I've got all the black and white kind of to the outside of the layout, and the colors all in the middle, so I think it looks really cool. And then I did hang on to those two little pink stripes, and you'll see why in just a minute. So I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to start kind of taking my photo here and matting it. I might should have trimmed some of this out, but I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to basically triple mat the photo. So I'm going to use this little grid paper. These are the B-sides of the papers that I stuck in my counterfeit kit. So if you go back to the first, you can see the reveal. And it's a digital kit. I think it was digital. I could be wrong. But it's real brightly colored. It's about friends. It's just real fun and energetic and brightly colored. So my papers on the B side here were a little more brighter. They're more like, you know, colors. But the point of the counterfeit kit challenge is to actually use your stash, right? So Miss Tara has told me it's okay if I do a different side or if I bring in stuff from my stash or anything like that. Because, again, the whole point is to use your stash up. So I feel free to use this back side because I thought this brown, which is the back side of a floral that has a lot of colors to it, this brown goes really good because it's their colors were like maroon and gold. But in the lighting of this photo, it looks really dark, like almost a brown. So I think this looks really neat. So here's my green, and that's going to be the biggest photo mat here. So I did scuff the edge of the brown paper. I did not scuff the edge of the little grid paper. And then I did scuff and on the two little photos, I also matted in the brown, and I'm going to scuff the edges of those as well. So I'm kind of measuring here, or kind of mentally measuring. Okay, I'm going to use these little pink stripes as my little horizontal shelf that she showed. That is the only other color besides brown and green that's in here, I guess. And I think it's a real nice offset or compliment. Y'all, I'm saying about 80,000 times, and I don't really know why. Like, get your thoughts together here, right, Christine? Anyway, I put that pink down there because I think it goes with that maroon, or it kind of a compliment to the maroon, I guess I should say. And so here's where I'm kind of finalizing the scuffing parts here. Now, I'm going to glue all this down, and then I'm going to end up having to reorganize it just a bit because I'll pull out the rub-ons. So this title of this layout, y'all, is going to be Soccer Star. And then if you'll note it, well, you may not can see it real good, but there's some little stars on there on the rub-on sheet that says All-Star Team. I'm going to be real with y'all. She played soccer for a real long time, and she actually ended up playing, you know, she played competitive. She went to Europe. She played with FC Dallas. I mean, this girl played soccer. She knew how to play soccer, right? So joining the high school team was more for fun, frankly, and for, we want to call it camaraderie, or just, you know, being part of the school spirit kind of thing. But that poor coach, that dude, I know he played soccer because, you know, he knew stuff, but he actually told this team his philosophy was kick the ball down the field and the fastest player go get it. So, y'all, that was not a good soccer team. And I'm not going to blame the girls. It was just not a good soccer team. That's okay. It's okay. She kind of had a little fun. She did make some good friends. She dropped out of the program as a senior, though, because it wasn't adding value to her life in a way. Let's just put it that way. But she did have some friends and stuff. And I think she's still friends with them even today, at least virtually, not really in person because everybody's kind of scattered, of course. But I think she's still kind of friends with some of them online. So here's where I'm kind of gluing this down. And I'm going to put foam behind those two little pictures too, by the way. I'm going to end up putting those. And I do put them kind of to because there's so many layers on the photo, I do have to put the foam to the outside so that when the photos go down, they don't like buckle. Now here's where I'm looking at these rub-ons. And I'm going to cut these kind of apart because I don't want to mess up and accidentally, put a piece of a rub-on somewhere I don't want it. So I'm kind of looking at it thinking, okay, do I keep any of it together? Initially, I kind of thought to, but I end up actually just cutting it all apart. So, which is okay because I end up with the title, like I said, that Soccer Star. But here's where I have to kind of reorganize myself because I start to put Soccer Star and I'm like, okay, this is where I thought maybe I'd keep that ball together, and I realized, no, I'm not going to do that. But if I put Soccer Star, it might have worked on top of the white and black, but I really decided, no, it's not going to work on top of the white and black. So I wanted it on top of the green, but I didn't give myself quite enough room. So this is why I'm going to have to reorganize and pull stuff down just a little bit. So I will say, according to the sketch, I think hers was possibly more smaller photo sets. I'm not really sure. I mean, it was hard to tell because she didn't really draw the outside of the square of your 12 by 12. So again, I think that's great. In some ways, I think it's, you just interpret it how you need to. So I think my photo cluster here may be bigger than the sketch, but it's okay because I brought my picture down on top of my little pink shelf down there. This turns out really cute, though, because I'll end up pulling out in a second. You'll see all those little embellishments. I got them next to me and the little die cuts and stuff. I'm honestly going to get a little bit of a surprise when I open it, and I'll tell you in a second. Okay, so I've rubbed down my Soccer Star, and I'm going to rub down I've got a little, so the rub-on came with these little small soccer balls with like stars kind of flying off of them. And I really like that. It's kind of neat because it gives it like movement, And I'm going to put this little one up here next to Soccer Star. And at first, I don't do the other things yet. I'm kind of still thinking on it, So I'm going to come down here to the lower right. I have to pet Saturn because she's too cute right there, y'all. She's really paying attention today. I don't know what's going on. She's just really paying attention. I got this. What have I got right there in my hand, y'all? I think it's some kind of, it's got to be one of the rub-ons. But then this is where I decide, okay, I'm going to pull out the die cuts. Well, here was a little surprise. I didn't realize it came with multiple pairs of shoes and multiple soccer balls. I go, oh my gosh, there's no way I can use all these. But I do like those shoes, so I'm going to put those down there. And at first, I don't even pull out a soccer ball. I will end up pulling out a soccer ball, though, y'all. But the shoes I like down there for quite a bit. So I'm going to stick those down there. And then I've got that bigger rub-on, and I want it to kind of like swish toward the shoes kind of deal. So I'm just kind of messing with this and fastening around, trying to figure out where it's going to go. And that's where it's going to go, basically, right there. I'm fixing to rub it in, y'all. There it goes. I've committed. I was really pleased with how well these rub-ons work, though. I think I might have mentioned that. But being so old, I was a little bit worried. But they really do well. And I will say my trick, guys, I don't move my entire rub-on sheet until I kind of peel it. Like I rub and I peel and I rub and I peel just to make sure that the little pieces have all gone down. And I will tell you that was good in this case because some of these little stars, man, I missed them when I rubbed. So if I'd moved it, I would have had a mess. So I've rubbed my soccer ball down there with my little swirly stars. Here's where I decide, I think it's where I decided, I'm going to end up putting that little where it says All-Star Team at the top up there. That's going to go up there. I have one more soccer ball. I hadn't figured out where it's going to go yet, but I will. What have I got going on here? Oh, I'm putting some foam behind the shoes. So I do put a little bit of foam behind the shoes because I'm going to put them on the corner of the picture. And again, that picture has some depth to it because there's multiple layers here. There's my again, y'all. I need to take some kind of non pill. I need to drink a tea. I haven't had one of my energy teas this morning. My daughter just made it and brought it in here and set it down, but I haven't had a chance to drink it. So I'm kind of... It's a Sunday morning, by the way, y'all. We do these voiceovers and things in advance. So I don't remember what day of the week this is going up, but it's not the day of the week I think that I'm recording it. So meaning not the same day of the week, right? And that may be wrong. Maybe it is a Sunday and I'm recording it on a Sunday. That's funny. I might be doing that. Anyway, here's where I'm going to put this All-Star Team, these little stars. The other thing is I was really pleased too is like the black and white actually showed up pretty well. I got a little bit concerned when I chose the black and white polka dots. I go, well, I hope all these rub-ons show up on this thing. Well, they do, and I'm actually kind of happy with it. So I'm going to put these down. I don't use any mixed media or anything on this, y'all. I don't do any sprinkles or anything like that. She didn't show any on the sketch, and with all the rub-ons and stuff being kind of crisp, I didn't really want to introduce a messy media kind of look to it. I thought this looked pretty neat just the way it was. So I've got my little all-star team right there, and then I think this is where I decide I've got this one last little soccer ball, and I'm going to put that up there. It's funny because two of them had like little black star trails, and one of them had the little white star trail, so it worked out perfectly because I could put the little white star trail next to the title, and the other ones weren't on the paper. Okay, so that looks pretty cool, but then I'm thinking, gosh, Christine, you got a soccer ball, stick it up here. So that's going to end up being about where that one goes. I'm going to put some glue on it, and I start to kind of stick it up underneath there, and it just sticks. And I go, well, I guess that's where you're going. So I don't know if you can see it real good because of the polka dots, but it's right there, and I like it. So that is the end of the layout, and I'm so sorry, guys, for all the noise and the ums and everything else. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. Make sure you do the like and subscribe thing. I'm not typically this crazy, but, well, I say that. Maybe I am. I'm a little wild. Anyways, don't forget like and subscribe. Don't forget the playlist. There's a ton of people playing along. There's probably a couple hundred videos by this point, so make sure you do that. Do the little hit play, and it'll just kind of go through them if you have the time. Anyways, we will see you tomorrow. Bye.